This is the canopy of the DG set. On top of it, you can see the silencer. The DG is housed in this canopy. This particular DG is placed beside an AMF. Sights run either on AMF or PIU. After we go through the maintenance activities of the DG, we will discuss the different components of the AMF. The first thing that we will check in the DG is the DG battery. To check the DG battery charge, we first need to adjust the multimeter or the clamp meter to DC. Then we put the leads on the positive and the negative terminals of the battery and check the voltage. The voltage should be between 12 to 13 volts. In case it shows low voltage, we will check for the charger, the battery terminals, battery water level, etc. Now we will look for the tightness in the connectors of the battery. There are two terminals in the battery, positive and negative. The red one is positive and the black one is negative. Both the terminals should be tight. Loose terminals may lead to break of wire, sparking of connectors, low battery charging, and leading to starting problems of DG on auto mode. We should also check for carbon depositions on the terminals. We need to check if the jelly has been applied on these terminals to avoid the carbon deposition. To maintain proper connectivity of the cable to the connector, the two nuts on the connector are to be tightened. To tighten the connectors, the nuts on the terminal of the battery are to be tightened. Now we will be checking the distilled water in the batteries. To check the level of distilled water in the battery, we need to first open the cap on the cells by unscrewing it. Then we shall see if there is any distilled water inside or not, and whether the battery cells are properly immersed in water or not. In case the level is okay, we replace the lid. If the water is not up to the desired level, then we need to pour distilled water in it so that the cells are totally immersed, and then replace the lid. This check should be done in every 15 days. Now we will see how to top up the DG coolant. You can now see the coolant bottle of the DG. The coolant avoids overheating of the DG while it is running. You can see two levels marked on it, high and low. The level of the coolant should be little lower than the high mark on the bottle. In case the level of the coolant is lower than the desired level, then we need to top up. To top up, we first need to stop the DG. Then we remove the lid of the coolant bottle, top up to the desired level by pouring fresh coolant in it, and shut the lid. We will now check the DG working in manual mode. To make the DG work manually, we need to adjust the switch on the extreme left of the AMF door. The switch has 3 positions. The left position is the auto mode, the center position is the off mode, and the right position is the manual mode. First, we will rotate the switch to the manual mode. At the bottom of the AMF door, we have a few push button switches. The green one is to start the DG, and the red one beside it is to stop the DG. We will first press the green button. You can hear the DG starting, so it is working in the manual mode. We will now press the red button. You can hear that it has stopped working. So DG is working perfectly in the manual mode. Now we will do a DG lubricant oil check. We will check the lube oil level and quality in the DG set from this check. You can see the stick in the checkpoint. We will first pull out the stick, wipe it with a cloth. You can see 2 markings on the stick, one low and the other high. Now we will again immerse the stick in the DG checkpoint properly. Then we will pull it out, and now we can see the oil mark is at the high level, indicating that the lubricant oil level is proper. Now we will put a few drops of lubricant oil onto our fingers and feel whether the viscosity of the oil is okay or not, and whether it has the lubricating feel. We need to do this checking every 15 days. We need to check for both the level and the lubricating properties. In case the lube oil is less, the DG will not start and the LLOP alarm will get triggered. However, if we still run the DG engine will cease. Now we will check the light in the canopy. This is required for running and maintenance work when the light inside the canopy is insufficient. We switch on the light and check whether it is working or not. Now we will check for leakage of oil in the DG. We will now see the points from where the leakages of oil can happen in the DG. We will check the point where there are cappings. Then we will check the chamber of the DG with our hands at the points you can see, and also look on the floor for stains. In case the leakage is from the caps, we will tighten the nuts to stop the leakage. In case the leakage is from the joints of the chamber, we will check the gaskets for any damage. In case the gasket is damaged, we will have to repair the same. So, we need to check all the joints on the chamber for oil leakage. Now, we will check for vibration of the DG. At the base of the DG, inside the canopy, you can see the AVM, that is, the anti-vibration pad. It reduces the vibration of the DG. In case the DG is not mounted properly or the AVM pad is damaged, the DG will start vibrating more. The nuts in the DG would become loose and cracks can develop on the DG, creating damage to the DG, and there is possibility of accidents. We need to check the condition of AVM pad and check whether the nuts at the base of DG are tight or not. Now we shall do the stop solenoid check. Now we have come to the back of the canopy. We will see where the stop solenoid switch is placed and how it works. You can see the stop solenoid switch. This switch is responsible to stop the DG in auto mode. In case of power failure, the DG starts working. When the power is restored, the DG is stopped by the solenoid switch. We can also use the stop solenoid switch to stop the DG when it is running in manual mode. This stop solenoid switch cuts off the fuel from getting into the fuel pump of the DG, and the DG stops working. We will now start the DG, and you can see the DG is working. We will now press the stop button. You can see the stop solenoid switch contracts and the DG stops working. This works on the magnetic field. When activated, it retracts back due to the magnetic field and stops the fuel from getting into the pump, resulting in stopping the DG from working. Now we will see the system of checking the lubricant oil pressure. You can see the LLOP now, which stands for low lube oil pressure. The wire attached to it generates an alarm in case the lube pressure is low. The alarm can be viewed in the door panel as well as the alarm multiplexer. We will see how overheating or temperature rise in the DG gets identified. You can now see the HCT sensor. It senses the heat, and in case the temperature goes over 110 degrees centigrade, the wire attached to the sensor sends the signal and the DG is switched off. Meters are present on the AMF door. We will Now look at the meters present on the AMF door, the bar meter. We will now discuss about the bar meter, which is attached to the door of the AMF. This is related to the LLOP. It shows the different parameters. The first bar meter in the left shows the DG lube oil pressure. The level should remain between 3 to 4. In case it drops below and gets near the red indicators, we need to check the DG lubricant. Now you can see that as soon as we shut the DG off, the LLOP bar comes down. Now we are seeing the HCT meter. This meter is connected to the HCT sensor. Now it is showing 15 degree centigrade. Slowly the temperature will start rising with time while the DG is working. Once the temperature reaches the 110 degree mark, the DG will be switched off. This is for the safety of the DG. The door of the DG unit should be under lock and key. The inbuilt lock available can be opened by any other key. So you can see a body lock has been installed to secure the DG. You can see two pipes attached to the DG. One is the inlet fuel pipe and the other is the outlet pipe. With inlet pipe, the fuel is carried from the fuel tank to the pump. The outlet pipe carries the extra diesel back to the pump. We need to check the hardness of the pipe and whether there are any cracks on it. A crack will lead to diesel seepage and also might pull in air into the system, which creates problems in the DG working. So, in case the pipe becomes hard or a crack is developed, it needs to be changed. You can now see the V-belt of the engine. It connects the engine to the fan. It helps to run the fan. We need to see that it should neither be too tight or too loose. All the nuts and bolts in the DG should be checked for tightness. The nut bolts of alternators, AVM, DG fan, silencer, etc. may get loose due to the vibrations while running. You can see the DG earthings. The earthing strip is connected to the canopy by the GI cables. In case of lightning or any other high voltage falling on the canopy, the same will be absorbed by the earthing system. This is for the safety of all the equipments housed in the canopy. You will either find an AMF or a PIU at the tower site. We have already discussed in detail the PIU and its maintenance.